Set a date, have dinner, candles, something like that. Let me tell you one quick story, because I believe that sex in a marriage should be creative as well. And I think you ought to be creative. I think you ought to be spontaneous with it. I think you ought to add something to it. Work at it. I mean, do some cool stuff. There's this story. I'm not endorsing what they did. I'm just going to tell you a story, all right? So don't leave here and say, Pastor Scott said that what we ought to do is this. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that what I'm about to tell you, the couple should get an A for effort. There's a couple that wanted to work on their marriage, okay? And so they decided they would spruce it up a little bit in the intimacy department, okay? And so what they did is the woman decided to get an outfit, and so she dressed up like a prostitute. Now, I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just saying that's what she did. Dressed up like a prostitute, and he dressed up like Batman. It's a true story, okay? And so on a given evening, they decided they would kind of, whatever they're going to do with this little scenario, all right? And so he ties her up to the bed, and then he comes into the bedroom and gets on the chest of drawers and is going to jump on the bed, okay? Batman, mind you. He underestimates the fact that the ceiling fan is on. So when he leaps off the chest of drawers, he leaps out of his excitement head first into the ceiling fan, and this is a true story, knocks him out cold. So there she is, dressed like a prostitute, tied to the bed, and Batman is on the floor, knocked out. So she starts, it's just horrible. So she starts screaming because she thinks he's really hurt, it was a good whack. And so she starts screaming, and the next door neighbors try to come over, but the house is locked up. But they can hear something's wrong in the house. So there's another set of neighbors. They call them. They thought they had a key to the house. So they come over. And the next thing you know, the whole neighborhood is there knowing something's wrong in the house, but they can't get in. So they call the police. And the police come. And the police, they get in there and they kick the door in. And everybody pours into the house and goes back. And there she is on the bed, tied up, dressed up like a prostitute. And Batman is knocked out on the floor. Yeah. Talk about awkward, You enter witness protection after that. You change your name. You move to a whole nother continent. You do whatever you need to do. Here's what I'll say. Be creative, okay? 2 things. Be creative when it comes to intimacy, but also be careful. Because you don't want to be in that circumstance. That's bad. But here's what I will say. The couple should get an A for attempting to work on their marriage.